Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 16 British Grand Prix. Now, you might be wondering, why aren't we in qualifying? Well, unfortunately, me and Rigsy had a big issue. Yes, Rigsy's back with me this evening. Me and Rigsy have had a bad issue where we just reloaded into the session and black screen. So it's going to be a very good surprise, isn't it, Rigsy, who I join, for who's on pole position?
Yeah, exactly, Maldi. Firstly, it's great to be back. But I mean, as you were saying, like in less than 10 seconds, we're going to see what the final qualifying result is for ourselves. We couldn't get into qualifying. We tried this, we tried that, like the fruit and the kitchen sink at it. And Dominic, is it Dominic on pole? There we go. We've got our grid there in front of us. They're about to embark the formation lap.
P3, we'd say. Dominic's P3.
Oh,
best performance from him this season.
Dominic up into third place.
So yes, viewers, it is a custom grid from the qualifying result that we had. Unfortunately, we have got no data in terms of like the timings. It's just what we're getting from this race. So Rigsy, you were unfortunately unwell last week, but you're better this week. What did you make from what you've seen at last week's Spielberg Austrian Grand Prix?
I mean, firstly, I just want to express my disappointment in missing out on that. I just wasn't capable enough to sit through a full stream and deliver a commentary performance there. But I mean, for what I saw, I tuned in on Twitch myself, just kind of lying back, relaxing, and just kind of feeling better generally. But I mean, the racing I saw there was phenomenal. Austria really does promote wheel-to-wheel racing with all the straights and very few corners as well. So it was a really interesting race to watch, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this race more purely because I'm back in the commentary booth alongside yourself.
Yes, definitely. Domi, as I said, his best qualifying of the season so far. What of Domi's season so far before we start the British Grand Prix? It's been a pretty consistent.
He's definitely want to make a mark for himself in the league. I mean, STB is fiercely competitive. Like the drivers, like skill and talent is very like close together. So Domi to try and crack into that and qualify. This is his qualifying best in the STB league so far. So he's definitely made a statement with that. It's just a matter of whether he can carry that in with his racecraft come the race day, which we're about to see in a few moments' time as they're about to take their final grid slots before the race starts. But I'll be really interested to see how they take the first corner because it's, I mean, Abbey and Farm is very quick. It's a quick right-left, but it is very tight and narrow, and it is very easy to collect somebody if you kind of like understeer a wee bit or you get too close for comfort with another driver. So it is going to be really interesting to see what happens as we see Chuka forming up the final grid there, and we're about to see the lights build.
Here we go then, Rigsy. So we are back together in the commentary box for the home of Formula One. It's 3 lights, it's 4 lights, it's 5 lights on that gantry. And if and away we go, it's a decent start there from Eke. Domi's going to get trying to get alongside the McLaren there, but it's Dominic versus Eke. They go side by side nearly. Eke follows closely behind. It's been quite a clean first corner. A few drivers off there. It's the Mercedes of Mercury, and there's been a bit of contact there. The Mercedes off the track. That's been, and there's a Ferrari off there. Who's that at the back of the field?
That's Toxic Fusion there. He's got a bit caught up on another car there on the entry 32, and he ended up in the wall.
Dominic, sorry. Dominic there. Dominic is defending. Eke's defending from Dominic. Dominic trying to get the overtake. Does the undercut move? This is for the championship, of course. This is very, very important for him to get the overtake done. Side by side now, coming down the old home straight, the old pit straight here. Side by side, coming into.
And they're so close getting through the flat out Cops turn, Maldi. I mean, Dominic.
Cops, that's it.
Really, you may as well just jump on the rear wing here.
Side by side.
Dominic's up the inside. Oh, I just caught the tail end of that, but a brilliant move there for the Red Bull. Round it outside into Maggots and Beckett's. You don't normally see a move there. Max Verstappen on Nico Rosberg was the last move I can remember in that sequence on the exit of Chapel, but Dominic was able to replicate it a bit earlier on in the sequence.
I'm trying to think, Rigsy, what these corners are called, because for some reason I forgot what the corners are called. But that's a great overtaking move there from Dominic. Very clean racing there from Eke. He puts himself in a good, solid P2. Clinical has had a spin. Fusion must be absolutely fuming right now. He's had a bad start to this British Grand Prix. He nearly gets collected there from Clinical back. That's not good, but Clinical, I think he's got or he's got some damage because he's struggling there to turn that car.
Definitely. Everybody, I mean, bar Toxic Fusion and Clinical, they're on their first lap. They kind of ran into a bit of trouble there, but everybody else seems to be facing the right direction, and the pack is still close together. And I do feel this will be a recurring theme purely because this track is pure throttle. You're on the throttle for at least 75 to 80% of the lap, and the slipstream in DRS is extremely powerful down the Hangar straight and down the Wellington straight as well. So I feel like big slipstream trains, DRS trains, are going to be a very prominent feature in this race as we see it unfold with the coming laps. But everybody's still bunched up together. Everybody is within the DRS. DRS is active on lap 3, the first 2 we go without. But everybody is still very nip and tuck there. We've got Mercury closing up onto Libero there and go by Buckley. They two looked very close from what I could see there. Whether they made an overtake, I'm unsure. But we're going to see Domi right on the rear wing of Eke here down into Stowe. We don't really have the DRS in effect yet, as we were just kind of covering that there. So the next lap is when we'll really probably start to see overtakes being more probable, purely because of DRS effect, and the straight line is like an extra 20 kilometers per hour for the driver's speed, like top end speed. So that will definitely aid them in overtaking and delivering exceptional racing for us as spectators and commentators.
Yes, definitely, Rixie. It's very interesting, but Eke is now a second. Dominic has broke the DRS to Eke. That's very detrimental there to Eke's or chances, shall I say, of getting the victory. But Domi's looking for the fin at the moment, and Bruno will. So Rixie is really kicking off here.
Definitely, Eke is kind of losing it. He did give Dominic a bit of a run for his money on the start there, with a nice couple of side-by-side movements. But just in this sequence of corner here as they're going through Brooklands and Lovefield into Cops as well. Like, it was very close on that first lap, but Dominic is able to kind of stretch his legs now that Eke isn't as much of a threat as he was on that start. So Dominic is able to just stretch his legs, be able to build the gap. I mean, it is still kind of creeping below the second, so he will look to extend that. But Eke's going to have a wee bit of his dirty air through the Magus and Beckwith sequence as well, so that'll probably affect his turn in and his grip through there. But Dominic will be looking to try and bridge that gap, because as soon as you're out of DRS, you're practically untroubled from that point, especially on a track like Silverstone, because it is really hard to close these gaps once they've on.
Definitely. P3 in the championship league, so definitely, P2 behind Dominic, sorry. Eke's in P3 with 103 points. But Bruno will, he just needs to beat Dominic really. He's not in a good position at the moment. He's in P4. Obviously, there's 22 laps remaining, so he's got plenty of time, but he's got to and of course Dominic at the front now, so he needs to get a move on, because I'm not going to lie, Rixie, I am championing. I'm rooting, shall I say, for Bruno Will this season.
And that is Maldi slipping the biasness into the commentary there with that one. But Bruno Will has performed exceptionally well. I mean, the last time I was here in the commentary booth alongside Jamal, he was
there's been an issue here, because Dominic has lost 6 tenths there. He's now 4 tenths in front of Eke, Rixie. What happened there?
I mean, I feel like maybe Eke's just took a better first sector there on this lap, because he's also bridged a bit of a gap to Domi as well. Domi is still in DRS range, of course, but Eke is really starting to close up here, and if he can keep Chapel quite tidy here, not take too much of the curb on the entry and the exit, then he will have a bit of no overtaking manoeuvre there in front of him. But one person that will have that is Bruno Will, as he's right up the rear wing of Domi. He's going to go inside. They're going to go side by side.
Up the inside, forces Domi a bit wide there, but still keeping it within those. This is Bruno Will.
And Domi's outbreaking him into the Vale. Sorry, just to cover you there,
Domi's now going to be pressured. Yeah, pressured by Hamjam and then by Kyle, so it's really kicking off here in Britain, but Domi's going to try to come back at him. Round the outside of the first corner, but he can't do it. Bruno Will's got that hooked up, and he's up in the P3. But he's lost a lot of time to Eke and Dominic ahead.
Yeah, that's quite crucial there, because that battle between Bruno Will and Domi there at the end of lap 4 has allowed the gap between Eke and Bruno Will to build from what it was like 6 tenths, 7 tenths to 1.8 seconds. They've lost at least a second, 1.2 in that battle alone, which means that out of the DRS range, and this battle for the top 2 is starting to just become its own separate battle here in the early stages. as we see Toxic Fusion just disconnecting there from the lobby, and he's in the pit. I don't know what's happened there, but
Yeah, I
Eki
think he's had enough of his race. He didn't have a very good start, Riggsy, so I think he's packed his bags. He's going to join us next week at Germany.
I mean, it was quite unfortunate. It's really hard to kind of keep the car. It's almost like a bit magnetic to other cars round about you on the start, because like in Silverstone, you're like, it's a very quick sequence of corners at the start before you brake for turn 3 and farm. So hitting another car at speed is going to be a bit more probable than it is in another like turn 1, for example, in another circuit. But Toxic Fusion just kind of got a bit caught up there, unfortunately. And I think he's maybe just called it a day there. I don't know if he'll try and get back in, but he is at least 20 seconds behind Clinical, who is in 14th, who is 18 seconds behind Churka. So there is a lot of work to be done if he has to come back. He will probably need a safety car to try and salvage any point that he can get in this race. So we'll have to see if he joins us once again. But we'll have a look through the field and see what else is happening. We've got Kyle right on the rear wing of Ham, who's got DRS with Domi in front, and this wee train is kind of starting to build again. It's between Bruno Will all the way down to, I'd say, Jamham and P10, so we've got a big train of 7 cars here for the podium, for the final podium slot. So it'll be quite interesting to see how strategy really comes into this as well. Most drivers, apologies there, I'll just put the tyres up there for us on the broadcast. I kept it on position changes there, so I apologise for that. But we've got the tyres up. Most of them are on softs, so we will probably see a bit of pit work within maybe lap 10, lap 11. If you want to try an undercut, and you might maybe want to try and stretch that to 15, 16 if you want an overcut, but I don't know why you'd stretch the softs that long. We'll probably see Danny, Gravity and Churka stretching out the medium tyres to about the mid-teens, and then come in for a Hail Mary for the final laps on soft tyres and on a lighter car, as we see Domi gone wide there on stall.
Well, Eke's had a bit of a moment coming out the penultimate corner, sorry. He's had a bit of a moment. I don't know what that corner's called, the chicane. Had a big moment in the first corner there, Riggsy, of the chicane there, and he's lost about 2 tenths around there. So Eke is looking very quick, Riggsy. I mean, he's losing time to Bruno Will, but also gaining to Dominic. So it is really good at the moment, and I'm really rooting for Bruno Will at the moment.
Bruno Will definitely needed to get by Domi, as you were saying there, Maldi. Like, Domi did extremely well to qualify in P3, as you were saying in the formation lap. That's his best qualifying position in STB. But Bruno Will has demonstrated championship credential with previous races. I mean, his race last time in France was just an exceptional drive. I don't know how he made that work. My mind is still a bit frazzled trying to work that one out. But the talent that Bruno Will brings as a driver is quite exceptional, especially considering he's closing this gap between the top two without any DRS or slipstream assistance. He'll probably be within DRS range once again if he can do Magus and Beckett's cleanly here. So we could maybe see a wee battle for the top 3 between the 3 championship protagonists for season 16 about to unfold and kick off here in Silverstone. Yes,
I think Bruno Will. He's just a remarkable driver, I would say. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but he's shown himself in Bahrain. He went for that overtake in Bahrain on the final lap, and it didn't work out for him because of the collision with Danny, but he tried that. He could have easily waited until, the straight, or waited until later in the lap, but he saw that gap in the first corner, and he went for it, and unfortunately it ended in collision. But that's what you got to do, then, Riggsy, for to win championships. You've got to go for them gaps and go for those opportunities. But Eke's really closing in now. He's had a good first sector, Riggsy, and have that DRS now.
Oh, and Hamjam spun. Sorry, just to cut across you there, Maldi. Hamjam was basically pushing Domi out of the turn 4 at Village and just got caught up with a bit of...
He was in P5.
He was up in P5, he was basically challenging Domi for 4th place. He was looking quicker at the 2 drivers as well, so Hamjam was really starting to kind of find a bit of a groove there. Ends up spinning on the exit of turn 4. I don't know if it's maybe just like pushing Domi out of the turn to try and kind of like save, like to try and carry the speed that he had, or he just kind of lit up the rear wheels a bit aggressively there and ended up on the grass on the inside of 5. But either way...
So that's actually really fortunate. Eke, Riggsy, sorry, is really struggling with his 30 air.
And the dirty air issue for Eke is
Oh, here
really
we go, he's getting
somehow
quite
working
close
out for
now.
Bruno Will.
No, can't do it.
Oh, and we've got Kyle on the outside of Domi going down in the run.
Here we go,
Does
round
Kyle
the
make the
outside,
most
he's
stick
done
racing
it.
point?
He's done it even before Stowe corner there.
And I think Domi is having that similar issue, no with dirty air, but with maybe just tyre grip in general. Bruno Will peels into the pit, so maybe my predictions for strategy has just been well and truly thrown into the bundle there. But
isn't the undercut Richie quite powerful on the circuit as well?
Definitely, as long as Bruno Will doesn't get caught up in any traffic, we'll sit on board as we see him going through the pits there as well. Is he going to get held up? He's got out quite cleanly there. He just jumps out in front of the Toro Rosso, Buckley there, as he's also in the pits. Mercury's also in the pits there as well. So Dominic and Eke, I feel, will need to respond to Bruno Will's undercut here, or they're going to end up losing their place.
Wow, what a race so far here in Britain. It's been not that many overtakes, but it's been a very good race, and I think the strategy is definitely going to play into who's going to win this. But Eke needs to go Maggots and Beckett's, Rigsy, because that dirty air is not helping him, but he needs, he just needs really good Maggots and Beckett's. I'm going to ride on board with Eke and see how he does.
We'll see. I'll sit on board with Eke as well to see how he manages the Maggots and Beckett's corners here. Looked a bit slow on the exit of Chapel, but I don't think it will do too much damage to him. Dominic's not going to have DRS to defend, and his ERS is significantly lower. It's even halved comparison to Eke, so Eke is definitely able to manage his ERS in the slipstream, and they're both in at the pits, Maldi. They have to cover that undercut for Bruno Will to prevent him from taking the race lead. Kyle's in, Domi's in, Liberal's in, is Jamham coming in, everybody's coming in,
Here
Maldi.
we go. Bruno Will, he's sorted now. Sorry, he's sorted, because all these drivers are going to get held up like mad in the pit lane. The amount of people that are coming in, but Bruno Will might have a little problem here with Clinical. Renault teammate, of course, and Clinical goes into the pit lane there. So let's see where Bruno Will is. Of course, Rigsy, this is the slowest pit lane on the calendar, so there you go.
And Domi's just coming out by the pit limiter there. Eke's coming out by the pit limiter there as well. Bruno Will comes through turn 1 and 2 here at the moment. Where does he filter in? Does he overtake Dominic? Does Dominic get out in time? He just makes it out in time. He takes Eke, but does they take Dominic? Positions have changed hands here after the pit stop. I think he just got too caught up with everybody coming in, as you were saying, Maldi. The pit lane got a bit frantic there on lap 9. So I think he just got caught up in that. Red Bull were able to bring Dominic in and get him straight back out again, but McLaren's a bit further down the pit lane, so he was going to be right in the middle of the melee in the pit lane, so he's at least lost 2 seconds there just through pit stops, so that's detrimental and damaging to his race performance, especially since he was keeping up with Dominic all through the first stint. So he's got a bit of work on his hands here. He's got a bit of clear air though, so he has some time to just put in some fast laps with these fresh tyres and see where he can pull himself back up there, if he can get himself back into this battle for the win.
But then see how Bruno Will's going to do. It looks like Dominic's been defending from DRS the whole race down this. I think it's the Hanger Straight. So yeah, Dominic's had a lot of practice defending so far this race.
Definitely, he's one of the.
No real challenge.
He's one of the. He's
one of the.
I feel like Dominic is quite a good all-round driver here, but Bruno Will just looks to be pushing him. Is he going to try and have a look up the inside of the one? Dominic has to defend the going through Abbey
that's
here.
going to compromise his corner in there.
It compromised maybe a half a tenth to a tenth there. Wasn't really too much time lost. It made turn 1 tighter for him, so he had to be a bit careful there on how he would do that through 2 as well. So if Bruno Will did get a run with him, Dominic had to compromise his own line to try and defend the position. But where is Bruno Will?
Bruno Will
up the inside here, Maldi.
He's done that. Look at that. What a move!
Dominic will try and hover on the outside of Lovefield here as well, and the battling's bringing Eke back in. That gap's went from 2.2 to 1 second on that lap there. The battling between these two is going to bring the McLaren back into play, and that's exactly what Eke needs. He's just going to be sitting there thinking, I need these two to battle a wee bit more. I need to get back in this. And he is. He's back in the 1 second DRS range there as well, so he's going to have that benefit doing these big straights once again. But Bruno Will, crucially, as you were saying, Mal, that Dominic had to defend all the way down the straight, time after time after time. But Bruno will has the advantage of having a clear run through Magus and Beckett's, whereas Dominic and Eke have the dirty air, so it compromises their run through there.
Definitely.
And it definitely helps Bruno Will down that straight because it makes an overtake into Stowe a bit less likely, because the gap will bridge, it'll build up a wee bit through the dirty air that they pick up from behind the Renault.
Wow, it's kicking off here in Britain. It's kicking off. It's definitely worth all the problems we had in qualifying.
Definitely. I'm hoping we don't. I mean, that was just pure hassle. We can only emphasise or stress and just continue to send out our apologies for not being able to provide qualifying coverage on this stream here. But hopefully we can have this all eradicated and straightened out next week when we go to Hockenheim in Germany, and that is Monday.
What a trap! What a trap!
Monday the 4th of May. So I do hope that you join us next week, where Hockenheim is a personal favourite of mine. I really love.
Definitely a favourite of mine.
So that you've got, and there's another thing as well. You've got a commentator consensus. We normally disagree on track preferences, but there you go.
But it is actually the only race.
Very rare.
When I raced it was the only race I actually missed. So, and it's probably my favourite circuit, on and off with Abu Dhabi. So.
Abu Dhabi's where I have to disagree, and that's what's back to the status quo there. But while we're sitting here talking about track preferences, the battle in the midfield.
Well, I mean, there's no status quo for Dominic there, as he has a big slide out of that corner. Now, okay, he's on the back of him now. DRS none down the straight, but this is really going to have Bruno Will now side by side. No, it's not. Why am I talking about it? Turn 1, Eke there. Quite close behind the Red Bull, because that Red Bull, it didn't have a very good corner, did it, down there in the final sector?
No, definitely no there, Maldi. As soon as you started saying to Dominic, I was like, I just scrolled all the way back up there, so having a bit of a moment through the final sequence of turns has definitely put him on the back foot here, because Eke is all over the back of the Red Bull the Red Bull Renault. That's the days of old. It's the Red Bull Honda these days, but getting my engine suppliers mixed up there. But Dominic crucially was able to kind of keep the slide there and keep himself in DRS and Bruno Will. Bruno Will hasn't been able to stretch this lead between himself and Dominic and Eke as he could when he had to try by Domi earlier. And I feel like, also because these are championship contenders, these are very skilled and talented drivers here we've got in 4th, 5th and 6th. They are the net 1, 2 and 3 because the front 3 have yet to hit. They've definitely, in these first few races, in the first half of the season, I feel like these 3 drivers have really rubber-stamped their credentials and ability to actually challenge for the Season 16 championship. It was between Dominic and Eke last year, and now they've threw Bruno Will into the mix, so it's going to be an even warmer furnace here. And it's just a matter of who can stay cool through it this season and just get, as you say, just go for it, carry the momentum, take the chances, take the risks, calculate.
Oh, Dominic. Well, yeah, Dominic's. Sorry, Riggsy, to cut you off. Dominic's not. It's not gelling. It's not. It's not working for Dominic at the moment. He keeps sliding out of all the corners. It's just not working for Dominic at the moment. I don't know if he's got problems with dirty air, Riggsy, but I don't know. It's not working for Dominic at the moment. Eke's in prime position now at the moment, and Coyle. I mean, if these 3 battle Riggsy, they can't out Kyle later in the race.
Definitely, Kyle does have a bit of a mountain to climb, but I mean, Formula 1 is a sport where the unusual can happen at any moment, so we can't count anything out at the moment. We can sit here and babble on about these 3 drivers here challenging for the championship, and then Kyle and Elia could come in and start putting a span on the works. Domi could maybe find his way back in, and then we could have like other drivers fighting other races as well. So it's very unpredictable, especially with the skill set. These drivers being so close together, as we see Mercury going up the outside of Domi at Stowe to take P7, as we see Danny and Gravity in the pit lane, soft tyres.
The driver, sorry, as Jam Ham leave. So maybe seeing Ham Jam leave in a minute, I'm not sure, but we might just have left on his own accord there. But what was I going to say? They do like going around the outsiders, though, don't they? Rixie? That seems to be quite a popular overtaking spot.
It's definitely it's a definite popular overtaking opportunity. Because you've got the long rundown through the hangar straight into Stowe. The grip on the outside of Stowe is there. Like, that's the main racing line. Plus, you're able to take a bit more than you can actually. Like, you can take a bit of the track limits there and go over the curb onto the tarmac on the runoff, and you'll not get a penalty for that. You can only do it so far though, but that definitely helps them overtake. It definitely promotes the overtaking a bit more because they know that there is a bit of leniency in warnings and penalties that they pick up for track extending through Stowe. So I maybe feel like that's maybe what's kind of getting into their minds when they're trying to plan overtaking Stowe. Mainly because it's the main overtaking opportunity you get on the track, if I'm being entirely honest. Like, we've seen maybe Bruno Will chancing his arm up into Abbey at turn 1, and we've seen action at Brooklands and Lovefield, but I feel like Stowe is really where it's got to be.
Or into the chicane, into the final chicane.
Or into the final chicane, because you can carry the momentum through there as well. Stowe's a 5th gear turn. Like, you take that at about 120 mile an hour, 150 mile an hour, maybe a bit more. I mean, maybe my guesstimates are a bit out of range there, but it is a very quick turn as well, and the grip's there for the overtakes. There is definite benefits and positives to take when you're planning on taking Stowe, especially on the outside. But if you go the inside, it's just got to be tighter. So maybe that's why they go to the outside, so you can actually let the car run out on the exit more and carry that speed that they're taking into the curb, and help them make the overtake stick.
I must say, Rixley, the 3 drivers, Bruno, Will, Dominic and Eke, they're in a class of their own in the championship at the actual standings. They're just miles ahead of the other drivers. I think Kyle is in 4th place, or it might be Libero. It's one of them that I seen earlier. In a while ago, and I think they're like 60 points ahead. It's absolutely mental, the gap.
Definitely, like they showcase their driving credential week in and week out as well, and it is like a recurring pattern. It is always them, Dominic and Eke at the front, and they are just establishing a dominance in the league in the STB. I mean, yeah, we can sit and say that the competition's so fierce, and I fully agree with that statement. I feel like the competition up and down the field is very close together, and it's very intense between the drivers. But I feel like Dominic Eke and Bruno will have that extra wee bit in the tank that they can just tap into at any given moment, and this is where they find that extra 10 for 2 in a qualifying lap. This is where they find that wee bit more grip and their racecraft. This is when they plan and calculate an overtake or when to defend, or when they know this is their fight, or when they know that they can't keep fighting the way they are. Like, everything in a Formula 1 driver is being processed as they drive, and they're going to get information through their ears as well, and they understand that clearer as well, because they're able to fuel save, they're able to the ERS management, they're able to manage their tyres. Dominic, I mean,
Dominic's had a huge moment there.
He's had a big slide through cops, which is a bit risky considering that's a flat out turn once the car gets lighter in race trim, and it's definitely going to put him on the rear foot once again through the straight. He's going to have DRS to help defend.
He's been closer than in recent laps. He is closer.
Definitely, Eke is there. This is the closest we've seen him in most of this race.
Oh, he's not very
Dominic
close
does go wide once
is.
again. I feel Dominic might maybe have that a bit of an issue with grip, or like overheating on the tyres or something, Maldy, because he's been constantly in the dirty air, and maybe his management with that has just been a bit underwhelming in comparison to the drivers about him. So definitely,
the ERS management.
Fast turns.
Yeah, the ERS management compared to Eke and Bruno was shocking. To be nice about things, it's shocking.
I feel Dominic might maybe see Silverstone as a bit of a bogey circuit from himself. But I mean, a bogey circuit for a driver like Dominic, and he's still able to hang with the leaders and fight for the win. I mean, it kind of makes you think, is there even a bogey circuit for this driver? Like, for these three? Because they always seem to be at the front or competing for serious point hauls. Race in, race through race. So, but as you were saying earlier in the commentary, Maldi, Dominic does seem to have a bit of a tyre grip issue. And I don't know if that's just overheating, if that's not the air, if that's maybe his tyre pressures. Because you're able to kind of manipulate your tyre pressures through the setup. So maybe his tyre pressures are a bit different in comparison to the drivers above him as well. And Eke has got a good run here, Maldi. He's right there. Is he going to make a
Here we
move
go,
from
round the outside goes Eke. He's got the line, but Dominic's going to defend, and this is really going to help Bruno Will as well, because he'll be able to get away. He will know that Eke is right behind Dominic. Dominic's going to be on the defensive. Bruno Will's going to be able to save his ERS. This is beautiful for my favourite. Sorry for Bruno Will. Sorry.
Nice save, Maldi. Nice save. As we see the Haas of Jamham off the track turn Chapel, and I don't know what's Maldi. Is it a VSC? Is it a VSC or a full safety car, Maldi? Because everybody's just slowed down a minute, and I've not got the information to say what it is. I think it's a safety car. Have we got a safety car? Safety car's out, Maldi. The safety car is out on track here on lap 19 of 26.
Where's that?
It's at turn 4. I've had to. It doesn't say on my screen either. Viewers, don't be alarmed. We've got a safety car out on track here, and I'm assuming it is meant to be.
It's not coming up. Yeah, it is. Now it is. Safety car is out.
Now, how does the drivers play this one, Maldi? How do they?
I don't know, but this is beautiful this is not good for my sorry, Bruno Will. Sorry.
One day, Maldi, one day. But we still don't have the notification to say that the safety car's out on our boards here on the broadcast. So if you're wondering why drivers have slowed down and they're saving their ERS and they're saving tyres and such, the safety car is currently out on track. It is picking up.
Why would the safety car come out? Because no one's retired from the Grand Prix.
Churka retired in the pit lane, I think. But I did see Jamham on the map, off track at the exit of Chapel onto the Hangar Straight. So I don't know if they've maybe picked, maybe there's some debris on the track, or there's some collision somewhere. I don't know. We must have missed why the safety car's actually being out on track.
It's going to kick off. It's going to kick off in the pit lane now, Riggsy.
This is where race 1.
This is beautiful for DJ Danny. Nah, Riggsy. Riggsy, Bahrain, Riggsy. Danny's in P2.
We're having Bahrain flashbacks here.
Nah, Danny's won this. Right, I'm ready for Danny now. Libero's in P1 though on the set of mediums, which is interesting.
If Libero can make that car as wide as a dump truck.
Right, Riggsy, this is Danny's opportunity now. This is Danny's opportunity. This is Danny's 4th opportunity of the season. 4th opportunity of the season, Riggsy. Danny is going to win. Danny's going to win. I'm calling it.
Sam, I mean, he's definitely, as you were saying, he's definitely been in positions where he has the race win staring him in the face. We've still got 6 laps. We don't know how long the safety car's going about, but he is in 2nd place by merit at this stage. He had the chance to win in Bahrain until the final lap, where Bruno Will got a bit brave, shall we say, into turn 1.
But Danny's got a penalty though. Oh, Danny's got a penalty, Riggsy.
That'll definitely, especially with the pack bunching up together, he's just going to see himself slide in the order if he's got a penalty. But I mean, we never know. We've got other drivers on track as well, so we don't know who out of the 14 drivers that are remaining running We don't know who's all got penalties. We've just looked at Danny's penalty record there for the race, and he's got a penalty of 3 seconds, maybe more, that will be put onto his final result time come the end of the race. But we'll need to see how this unfolds, purely because the battle between Bruno Will, Dominic and Eke was going to be between the 3 of them. It looked like it was just going to be set in stone between those 3 drivers out for the win in these final laps. But what it's really done is the safety cars came out. You've got DJ, Dan and Gravity who are on slightly older softs, but they've got track position. You've got Libero, who's on used mediums, and he's got track position.
This is mad, Riggsy. This is mad. If Danny actually wins this race, even F1 Gravity as well. F1 Gravity's got a chance. Has Gravity got penalties? You have a look. Gravity's got no penalties. Riggsy.
Who's got no penalties? Sorry, Maldy.
F1 Gravity. Gravity's going to win. DRS is enabled, so that means the safety car's in this lap.
On DRS won't be a thing either for these drivers for another 2 laps after the DRS.
Did it just say DRS enabled, DRS disabled? I don't know what that just said.
It'll say DRS. It'll probably say DRS disabled if it hasn't notified.
I honestly read that as DRS enabled.
Just throwing the DRS open under the safety car and heating your tyres up, end up in the wall. Or the safety car just opens DRS, just opens the boot. But is the safety car going to come in this lap, or is it going to drive round the Silverstone circuit once more?
It's going to be him. Here we go then.
Lights are off.
This is F1 Gravity's opportunity here in Britain. Here we go. This is a very weird track as well for safety cars.
Oh, and we've got a Mercedes in the wall.
Oh, there's been a crash down in the back of the field. What's been going on down there? Who's crashed? It's was it the Hamdan brothers?
It was a Mercedes. I think it was Mercury. Just ended up on the grass there doing the hangar straight. But Liberal is the effective safety car here and net race leader here as we are about to start the 22nd lap.
We're going to start the race then here in Britain. Oh, this is incredible.
And Liberal leads us away, and already there's a 1.5 second gap between the top 3 and then the 3 that were challenging for the lead before the safety car period. So that gap has been bridged already. Bruno Will was massively mistimed the safety car restart there, Maldi, and he's lost a second here. I mean, effectively DRS isn't enabled until 2 laps after the safety car being back in the pit lane, but 1.1, I mean, he's closing the gap down now, but Bruno Will caught napping there on the restart there.
This
DJ Danny is looking.
This is a bad end to the Grand Prix. Here we go then. So DJ Danny, Riggsy. Sorry, DJ Danny. I keep cutting you off. I'm so rude. DJ Danny P2 then, 3 tenths behind. Down, I think this is the Wellington straight. Honestly, I'm so confused about the corners around the circle. But yeah, Bruno Willer's got the gap down to 7 tenths. So we might be dreaming about a DJ Danny victory in STB, but we can keep dreaming.
I mean, we never know what can happen. The Formula 1 can throw just a big massive spanner at the works, which it did there with the safety car period there. But Liberal is the effective race leader at the moment. He is
Liberal's
the
got
only
no
one on the
penalties
mediums,
either,
however.
Liberal's got
If
no
Liberal
penalties either.
Would this be his first?
This would be his first win in the league.
Oh, there's nothing I love more than crowning a new race winner.
And his home race will be next week as well.
As Hamjam retires in the pit lane, the Mercedes is out of the race and he's left the session there as
it was
well.
Hamjam, Riggsy. I think it was Hamjam. But oh, and Gravity. Oh, and the Red Bull's getting involved now. Here we go, Riggsy. We've got Dominic behind Bruno Will. Oh, this is incredible.
Gravity's going to go left to go defensive here. We'll sit on board with Bruno Will. Is Gravity going to defend this harder? Is he going to let Bruno Will go up the inside? Bruno Will first outbreak him in the left field and he spun! He spun run!
Bruno Will! Bruno Will is out of the British Grand Prix. What's going on here? Massive scenes here in Silverstone, running outside of Buckley. This is incorrect. No, running outside of Buckley, yes. Mad scenes, Riggsy. Mad scenes here in Britain.
Bruno Will was getting a bit impatient there, seen the chance, seen the opportunity, and just, I think he looked up a break there, and he's just
this is
drove
Danny's
into the back
opportunity
of the
now,
Williams.
Riggsy. Dan, I'm sorry, Riggs, to keep cutting you off, but this is Danny's opportunity to win the British Grand Prix. I'm not even lying. Sorry, no.
On,
No, scrap that.
got Kyle and Eke, sorry Maldi, just to kind of cut you off this time for a change, but Kyle looked a lot quicker down that straight there than what Eke did, and was looking around the outside, but now he's getting Mercury there. Jamham still
Danny
2
ain't won.
seconds.
Danny hasn't won. Bruno Will passes after the race, but he's banned.
And Bruno Will sits 10th at the minute, so he is still in points. I mean, points are points, and points make the prizes here in Formula 1, but Gravity's putting up a fierce fight here. Dominic's kicking up some smoke on the front brakes, just trying to avoid the Williams. Mercury's entitled to... apologies. Gravity's entitled to take these racing lines. So it's just a matter of how brave these drivers are. Bruno sits in 10th at the moment. But, Maldi?
My fact that Bruno Will's fan. Bruno Will's out.
He spun into Brooklands under braking.
My
he was trying to get into the Gravity.
Out the way.
Bruno Will just got. I think it was just a bit of impatience.
Oh, 16 yellow was going on. Oh, clinical. Oh, clinical and booked
yellow
down
flags.
there at Cops. Massive crash there for clinical down there. Look.
Yellow flags out, but we've got action here in the midfield again. And Buckley's left the session as well, so I don't know if that's maybe a connection issue or that's just a bit of rage there.
They've had a collision down at the back of the field, they had a collision at the back of the field.
But this battle for the win, the penultimate lap, and we've got 7 drivers all in DRS range of each other. Liberal is at the front of this train leading it for Alfa Romeo, on course for his first win here in STB after the safety car period, and he opted to stay.
Massive cut, massive scene here in beer and bread. Oh, Danny's won. Riggsy.
And it's all kicking off in the midfield.
Danny's won. Oh, this is mental. This is mental. What's happened down there then? Who's spanned?
Dominic's
was
lost a
there
few places there.
Position? There was no change of position.
And he's losing to Mercury as well. Mercury's going to have to lock up the inside of Cops. Here we've got on board here with Mercury. Mercury takes the inside of the line of Cops. And Dominic's just losing places hand over fist at the moment. And Dommy's having a look at him as well, isn't he? Magnussen Beckett's Jamham's there as well. Bruno Will, after making contact with...
Kyle could get the podium here, Riggsy. Kyle could get the podium.
And he takes Eki as well. And Mercury takes Eki.
Here we go. In a slim trim goes LRS. Mercury now down the straight. This is incredible. Oh.
Eki's got damage, Maldi, and Dominic's probably got a tiny bit of front wing damage on that Red Bull as well, so that's why they're losing speed.
Bruno Will's getting involved. He needs to pick up as many points as possible. He needs to clear Jamham right now to get as many points, not lose too many points over Dominic and Eke. This is mad, Riggsy. This is mental.
It is honestly.
I think Libero's won this race.
I think that safety car has just injected more than life into this race. It's injected a big dose of chaos as well, as we see even more contact with Bruno Will and Jamham at the back. They two made contact on the boat at the start of the Wellington Straight. Eke's in 6th, Dominic's 8th, Bruno Will 9th. These drivers here, just mentioned, were effectively 1st, 2nd and 3rd, challenging for the race win 10 laps, not even 5 laps ago. And they're in the midfield, tail end of the points. But who's going to get this podium? Liberal, stayed out.
Second time penalty.
Stayed out on mediums, Liberal. Danny in 2nd place. Does have a penalty, but with the way it works out, he'll probably just miss out on the podium. He needs to reel in Liberal on these on the Hannah Straight into Stowe and into the final few turns as well, to try and maximise that gap, as it is literally on a knife edge here. But we're gonna sit and watch
KF
the Alfa
Libero
Romeo
wins the British
takes-
Grand Prix. F1 Gravity will be second. Gravity will get, will get his podium. Fourth is Dominic, that's crucial. Fifth is Donny. Mad. Riggsy, best race of the season. Best race of the season. Hands down. Hands down.
I'd probably throw it up there.
Mad. That was worth the wait. That was mad, Riggsy. That was mad. Let's see what the podium has to offer. That was incredible. That is amazing.
Car number 15.
Mad.
And a female driver on the Formula 1 podium. I think that's a first in my lifetime anyway as well. But congratulations to Liberal.
Mad end to the race. That was a mad end to the race, Riggsy. That was better than France. That was better than France. That was amazing. Academy Riggsy, take us through the very surprising results of the British Grand Prix.
I don't even have them on screen. Oh, what? It's just went for the XP that you get, and then it's just shown me Brooklands and Lovefield.
Oh, okay. Well, first was KF Libero, second F1 Gravity, third DJ Danny, fourth was Dominic, fifth was Dommy, sixth LRS Mercury, seventh was Carl, eighth was Eke, ninth Jamham, 10th was BR Bruno Will, and your non-finishers were Buckley, Fusion, Clinical, Ham Jam 2002, and Cherkat 76 Hungarian. That was mental. It wasn't a good end to the British Grand Prix, Riggsy. That was a mental end to the British Grand Prix. Wow.
I think we well and truly have earned our Lydon. Like, it's just...
Wow.
I need a rest.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. That's all I'm going to say. Wow. I don't know if KF Libero will be joining us in the interview. I don't know if he's got a mic or if he can talk English. There's any with that, but because he has just got his. But wow, I don't know what to say.
Podium.
I don't know.
Rowdy. Podium.
Second was Gravity. So we're gonna come. No, third was DJ Danny. Sorry, so we're gonna come to DJ Danny. If you watch the stream, you will know that I was rooting for you. And then looked at the penalties, and you had a 3-second time penalty. But you still got your podium, as you said. You've beaten Dominic. You've got to put your offensive season. You haven't messed it up this time. How's it feel to get third? Very just wow end to the British Grand Prix.
Well, me and Gravity were working together really to keep up, and obviously save our ARS would swap round and get, and it just allowed us to stay in range. And then obviously when the safety car came out, we knew we had to stay out because we gained all them positions, and that just allowed us to get up there. But I knew I had the 3-second time penalty, but Gravity was quicker than me all race, so he deserves to be ahead of me anyway. So I'm just ecstatic with P3.
Mad. How did you all the action at the back? You must have been very happy seeing all the
Yeah, I think there was a few instances. I think people trying silly moves against Gravity, but yeah, I think it was a day where we kind of held it together when we were on obviously the slower tyres. Trizard tyres for a few laps all by them, but me and Gravity both held it together, and obviously Libero as well. So that was a really good job by him.
Thank you, Danny. F1 Gravity, second place, your first podium of the season, and I believe your first podium since your return to STB.
Ooh, that was a lie.
Is it?
Yeah, I had one in Monaco a while ago.
because it was long ago. But your first podium of the season, Gravity, your first podium in a long time, shall I say that? How do you feel? And how did the safety feel?
Well, it was kind of a nuts end to the race. Because,
Mad.
as Danny said, we were switching around, and by that point, I'd sort of used all my ERS, so I let him through to save it. So then the safety car came out. He was obviously ahead of me. But that also meant that I was the one that had to fend off all the fast cars behind, like Bruno and Dominic.
It was probably better that way, to be honest, because me and Bruno, we just tend to collide. So it would have been a Bahrain all over again.
Yeah, I know. I know there were 2 incidents. I think they were getting really fed up with being behind me, and I'm pretty sure for both of them I left them space, and they just decided to send
Yes, it
one.
did look like you leave space with Bruno Will. So, but obviously the stewards could look at that if they. Yes, Gravity. Mad end to the British Grand Prix. So that is it then. That concludes your coverage of today's British Grand Prix. Me and Rigsy were on black screen for a good 25 minutes. But that didn't... We had a bad race. That meant race. And probably the best ending of the season. Better than Bahrain. Better than Baku. And better than France. So you can't. I'm very glad that I was joined again by Rigsy X. I'm happy, Rigsy, that you are better. You are ready. And that is it for the Grand Prix. Well done to all podium finishers, Gravity and Danny. Well done to everyone who finished, took part, kept calm during the very frustrating reset of the lobby after. Thank you for joining. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week. Me and Riggs's, our good track. We like it. So join us next week for the season 16 German Grand Prix. We'll see you then.